Joining us tonight is Andrew Donaldson, a commentator with the center-right group Young Voices, who previously worked in the transportation management sector, in private industry, and also with the military. So, Andrew, in this deal, as I believe it stands right now, it could still change. Workers get a 24% raise over the next few years. The average pay would be $110,000 per year for rail workers, according to CNBC. Yet still 4 of the 12 unions are holding out for a better deal. They say they want things like more sick days. Most people need sick days. Are their requests reasonable?
Well, it depends on your point of view, because you just pointed out they're very well paid. In fact, freight rail workers are in the top 10% of all industrial employees. They're paid very, very well. However, they really want these sick days. They get no sick time off. They have different compensation package with paid time off, things like that. These negotiations have been going on for 3 years because what really brought this to a head was the COVID stuff, because they have very strict attendance policies. And to be fair to the companies here, this is a very hard industry to schedule. It's long travel. It's long hours. It's hard to schedule. So you can imagine sick days really jacks up their schedule. But at the same time, post-COVID, we don't live in a vacuum. It's a sequence of events. They saw firsthand what they did to that workforce. Yes, they're very high paid, so you can make that argument. But to the workers, and what's really gummed this up is they want that sick time. They're digging in on that sick time, and they're not going to let it go until they get the sick time. And the sick time is not in the negotiated package as of right now.
Yeah, not only COVID right now, if they have kids, RSV, flu, COVID, cold, and it's ugly right now, and you can't really schedule sickness too. So, okay, maybe they're going to get that, maybe they're not. Let's get down to the brass tacks, because if railroads shut down, millions of passengers, billions in freight per day, untold businesses might also come to a screeching halt. Some people have said, well, this could thrust us into a recession that we don't need to go into. But the unions feel President Biden is kneecapping us right now. We get one shot every 5 years to really work our leverage. We work hard. We deserve benefits. Who is right?
Yeah, well, in that extraordinary White House statement we just got out yesterday, the White House, he started out, great Joe Bidenism. I'm very pro-labor, but, yeah, they feel that way because the negotiations of this, look, the deal that the White House paraded in September, that was the first step of a two-step process. That was the union heads and the companies coming together and banging out a deal, and the labor secretary helped do that. But the second part is the part they should have waited for the parade on, because now all the unions have to approve that. Again, like we just talked about, things like sick time wasn't in there, which was a big sticking point. So that's where this get really ugly and really icky in a hurry. And now with this statement of letting Congress step in to stop the strike, you can see where the workers are coming from, even if you don't agree with them. They feel like they kind of got done wrong on both ends here, because, again, if they go to binding arbitration through Congress, that's going to be working off the existing package. So they're still not going to get the one thing they really want. They could be forced into it. It kicks the can down the road again, and it's going to be even uglier next year or whenever, when they have to go and try to fix this again.
Restart this again. Okay, so you have a displeased labor sector. You have I'm guessing, pretty happy private sector. President Biden has built this 50-year brand around being pro-labor. He was Scranton Joe. He was the everyman, working man. Now he's urging Congress, okay, you need to override the labor unions. They are the core of the base of the Democratic Party. Does that hurt him if he runs in 2024, as he says he intends to do?
His actions are telling you, because he wants Congress to step in and do this arbitration. You already brought it up. Freight rail is enormously important here. You're talking about 40% of all domestic goods touch rail at some point. The ripple effects of that, you remember the port shutdowns last year. This would shut the ports down again, because a lot of that won't go out by rail. The passenger rail lines will also be affected, because most of these rail lines are privately held by the freight companies. So if there's a strike, that'll probably interrupt that too. There's the old joke in media, you can only talk about economics when something's bad or at Christmas. This could be something bad right at Christmas. That's why they want to avoid this strike so much. That's why he wants Congress to step in and stop it. So you're absolutely right. We can judge the actions here coming out this strong against his own base for a bigger political thing, which is don't let the economy take a hit. That gives you your answer, I think.
Andrew Donaldson, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.